Another tremendous mistake in strategy is to get into a competition with your competitors on the same thing. If your competitor is trying to be the lowest cost, it's pretty unusual to win if you then try to chase them and be low cost. The essence of strategy is to find a unique position in your business that delivers unique value to the customers you choose to serve. Sounds simple, but most companies don't do it. Most companies are confused. They lack clarity on what strategy is. And in many companies, there is a fundamental inability to make choices, which ultimately lead to lack of success. Now, you know, the word strategy gets used a lot, and I always try to help companies I work with and people I work with kind of have a clear understanding of what we mean by a strategy. Here it is. Strategy is a set of choices we make to distinguish ourselves from competitors. That's what it's all about. It defines how we're going to compete differently, and it also really articulates the competitive advantages that we will seek to create and use in order to win. Okay? So at a very high level, this is how I would define strategy. Again, note the word long-term. Strategy is about long-term. It's not about tomorrow and the next day. It's about the long term, because strategy takes a long time to put in place and implement. Strategy is about distinguishing yourself, being different. If you're doing the same thing as your competitor, you don't have a strategy. You're just trying to do the same thing better. That's what we call operational excellence. We'll talk about that in a minute. Strategy is around choices. What choices you make versus the choices that your competitors are making. Strategy then is different than just we want to be number one or number two. That's not a strategy. Wanting to grow faster is not a strategy. Those are goals, those are aspirations. The strategy is the unique position that allows you to get to whatever goal you set. We can't confuse the strategy and the goal. We can't mix them up. We have to separate the goal we're trying to achieve, and then the strategy is how we're going to get there. Strategy is not just one thing, one step. Strategy is not to go international. That's not a strategy. Raising R&D is not a strategy. Strategy is holistic. It's the whole set of choices that you make collectively in order to position the company for success over time in the marketplace. It's not one step, it's a set of steps. Strategy involves all the functions. It includes marketing, production, finance, everything together to create that unique positioning. That's what strategy is all about. And strategy isn't vague. It's not a mission. It's very specific, as we'll see.